They say closure is a door you must close yourself. But what if he keeps knocking on the other side, even after choosing someone else? This is not a story of heartbreak alone. It's a story of choice, of silence, of unanswered questions whispered into the night. I didn't want to love him, and he didn't want to leave me alone. Settle in. The fire is warm. Let me tell you about the man who said he'd made up his mind, yet never truly let me go. He chose her and still texted me. Part 1, Before the Storm. We met at a coffee shop neither of us frequented. I was waiting for a friend who never showed, and he was reading a book I'd loved years ago, The Master and Margarita. That alone made him intriguing. That and the quiet way he smiled when he noticed me glancing at the cover. He asked me about it. I told him about the moonlight scenes, the heartbreak, the surreal chaos. We talked for hours, and somehow we never traded numbers. It felt unfinished, like a moody pause just before the final scene. 3 weeks later, he found me. Or maybe fate did. A mutual friend's birthday, a crowded room, and there he was, holding a glass of red wine and wearing that same calm smile. This time, we didn't let it slip. Numbers were exchanged. Conversations turned nightly. He was smart, effortlessly funny, with this low, thoughtful voice that made everything feel important. He said he wasn't looking for anything serious. I said I wasn't either. And yet we kept finding reasons to see each other. Sunday markets, bookshops, rainy walks that turned into long, lingering goodbyes. But here's the thing. I always felt a shadow beside us. He mentioned her once. My ex, he said with a shrug. We broke up a while ago. Complicated history. I didn't ask for more. I was afraid of the answer. Or maybe I just wanted to enjoy the illusion a bit longer. We never labeled it, but we had our routines. He'd bring me coffee in the mornings, text me poems at night. Sometimes he'd show up at my door with nothing but tired eyes and a need to be held. I gave him that, gladly, foolishly. Then came the silence. A day, then 2, then a message. Hey, things have gotten a bit messy. Can we talk soon? I knew what was coming before he said it. I saw her again. I didn't plan to. We talked, and I don't know. It just feels like there are pieces still unfinished there. He said he owed it to himself to try, that he didn't want to have regrets. I sat on my kitchen floor that night, with my phone pressed to my chest, staring into the dark. I told myself I'd be fine, that I always knew this wasn't permanent, that it wasn't love, just timing. But that was a lie. He had chosen her. And still, 3 days later, he texted me. Saw something today that reminded me of you. That song you played once, Nick Drake, I think. Beautiful. I didn't respond, but he kept texting. Small things, casual things. A photo of the book I'd recommended. A message about a new coffee shop I might like. And always at night. At first, I convinced myself it was innocent. Maybe he just missed my friendship. Maybe I meant something too. Maybe he was just confused. But deep down, I knew he had chosen her, and still he wanted me near enough to reach, but never close enough to hold. One night, after weeks of silence, he called. I didn't answer, but he left a voicemail. I miss you. That was all. Just 3 words, dropped like a stone into the still waters of my healing. I thought I could walk away quietly, that once he chose, I would choose myself. But nothing about this was quiet, and I hadn't yet realized part of me was still waiting to be chosen too. He said he wasn't ready. Then he chose her. But the messages didn't stop. I tried to move on, but his shadow lingered in every quiet hour. This is how it ended, and how I finally let go. Part 2, the last message. The days blurred. I deleted his name from my phone, but not the thread. Somehow, I couldn't make myself erase the words. It felt like tearing pages out of a book I'd once loved, that didn't end the way I wanted, but still held beautiful chapters. He messaged less frequently after the voicemail, but when he did, the words were heavier. I miss the way you looked at me like I mattered. She's great, but I don't feel like myself anymore. Do you think it's possible to love 2 people differently, but at the same time? I never replied. Not once. But I read every word. I let them ache in silence. Friends told me to block him. He made his choice, they said. Don't let him haunt you. They were right. But healing isn't a straight road. Sometimes we keep the doors cracked open, not because we want someone to come back, but because we're still not sure we deserved to be left. One Sunday morning, I saw them, walking together, holding hands. She laughed, her head tilted the way mine used to when I was with him. He looked at her like she was home, and for the first time, I didn't feel hurt. I just felt tired. That night, I sat at my window, listening to rain touch the glass, and opened our message thread one last time. There it was, his last text. If things were different, no follow-up, no explanation, just a whisper of regret typed into nothing. I stared at it for a long while, and then I replied, "They're not, and neither are you." I pressed send. Then I did what I hadn't allowed myself to do for weeks. I deleted the entire thread. Gone. Like ripping off a bandage after the wound has scarred over. I didn't cry. I didn't replay the memories. Never. Instead, I made tea, lit a candle, and sat by the fireplace, the one he never saw, because he was never really here long enough to deserve it. Some people don't mean to hurt you. They're just too uncertain, too unfinished, too selfish in their confusion. He chose her and still texted me, but I chose peace. And finally, that meant silence. The fire's getting low now, and so is the memory of him. Thank you for listening.